Hey guys, welcome back to AMC. I'm freshly back from Gencon today, and while all these thoughts are fresh in my head, I figured I would make a quick little wrap-up video. I know a lot of people like to write out their tournament reports, and I used to do that as well, but now that I'm super lazy and have access to a camera, I figure I'm just going to talk about it. Roy, Aaron, and I carpooled from my house in DC out to Gencon, which is about a 9-hour drive on paper. It usually ends up taking about 11 with traffic and stops for bathroom and food. They drove down from New York the night before. We played a little bit, tinkered a little bit. We had all sort of decided ahead of time on Lannister's son, and I believe that's what all three of us ended up playing, as well as a bunch of other people from our build groups. Overall, we did pretty good. I went 4-2. We had, I think, 2 people overall in the top 10 of the jousts, Lauren Rosario and John Andrews. Neither of them won, obviously, with Chris being the beast that he is, taking it with Lanny Dragon. So that was fun. I ended up missing the cut in the progressive cut in the joust by 2 spots on I think the second or third tiebreaker. I was 50th, and they let the first 48 play in the joust, but either way, going 4-2 at Gencon, which, in my opinion, is easily the toughest field in the biggest North American tournament that the world has ever seen. I'm pretty proud of myself for that, especially with the amount that I've been playing lately, which has been very, very minuscule. Had a really good time in the joust. Ended up playing a Targ Rose built by Lauren Fitch in the melee, which was super fun. Made the cut there, won my first 2 tables. Got to 14th power in the top 16th cut, but just couldn't close, and we lost to Greg. So congratulations, Greg. And of course, John taking the melee was another really thing. I was super happy to see that, because he's also part of our build group. And in a way, this year, I was more excited about rooting for my teammates than rooting for myself, because frankly, they deserved it more than me, because this is a game, like I always say, it will reward you for the time that you put in, and nobody puts in more time than John and probably Aaron. I put in little to nothing other than thinking about the game. I played maybe 5 or 6 games since February, so obviously it was super fun to meet JC and Beck. JC is a guy that I have been playing with online since he's actually the very first person I ever played against on Octagon. And interestingly enough, when we were talking at the bar after the tournament, we found out that I was the first person that he ever played against on Octagon, and that was back in like 2011, probably late 2011, early 2012 maybe. So it's very, very weird to meet somebody in person for the first time that you've been talking to for probably close to 5 years online. Super solid people. I love them both. Very glad to meet you guys. Hopefully I can meet you on the other side of the ocean someday. So, as always, the more Gen Cons that I go to, I sort of get a little bit better about how to do conventions. And they get a little bit better each year. This year is easily my favorite one, so I'm sort of learning how to not go full steam ahead for the first couple of days, so that you can enjoy the later part of the convention better. I didn't even drink the first 2 days there because I wanted to take the joust seriously. Friday night, a little different story. Captured a lot of great footage, got a lot of interviews for the documentary, which is still a long way away, but we're making progress every day. I got some interviews with Chris, which I'll show you in this video. About the tournament, about his win and how his deck performed and things like that, and give you a sneak peek about what he's thinking about for his championship card. Drive home was a little bit slower and a little bit uneventful, but I pretty much spent the last 2 days sleeping, catching up on sleep, and planning this video. So I'm going to go ahead and try to post this now. I don't know how long YouTube will let me keep it up, because there's a lot of copyright stuff in terms of the songs and the karaoke, but that was pretty much Gen Con here. The Thrones is going to be on hiatus for a little while. There's no real big tournaments that I care about until Thrones Toberfest in October. I believe Roy is going to have maybe a special announcement about that pretty soon. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but I think if you live within travel distance of Thrones Toberfest, if things go correctly, Roy will be making an announcement that will make you very, very happy and excited to come to Thronstoberfest this year. And then Red Saturday, because I'm not going to Worlds this year again. I just can't afford it. So, yeah, Thrones for me in 2016 is kind of done, other than Red Saturday and Thronstoberfest. So now there's really nothing to do but sit back and keep plugging away on the documentary. Alright guys, so following this, there's going to be, I'll show you some video wrap-up and you can see sort of the Gencon experience if you weren't able to attend, and I hope you enjoy it. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching AMC, guys. I love you very much, and may you always claim your 15th power.
Okay, so you just won the 2016 Gen Con National Championships playing Lannister Dragon. When did you start playing Game of Thrones?
I started in fall of 2011. So at Gen Con 2011, I was playing a game called Warlord from AEG. It was a D20 game. And some friends of mine said, hey, we're coming to Gen Con, but we're not playing that. We're playing Game of Thrones. I was like, that doesn't sound great. Never read the books. The show wasn't out at that time. I was like, whatever. So I got home from that. They announced, hey, we're doing a TV show. I read the books. I started the game. I found the community in Southern California and just went from there.
Where do you live exactly?
I live in San Diego.
Do you have a preferred house that you like to play?
So just in very general terms, from first edition, I liked Martell a lot. But really, I'm a Jamie player, so I'll play whatever's the good deck.
You started playing, you didn't play the CCG, you started in the LCG. Did you have like collectible card game experience before you started playing?
Absolutely. I've been playing collectible card games since I was 18.
So you play Thrones there's three main formats of Joust, Melee, or Draft. Do you have a preferred format?
Clearly Joust, also Draft.
Because you're a Jamie player. Yeah.
Joust first, Draft a close second, Melee a super distant third.
You just won Gen Con 2016 for 2.0. You played Lannister Dragon. Why did you play Lannister Dragon?
So we were actually testing a multitude of other decks going up to it. But we were trying to plan a deck that was going to beat the big deck, the big boogeyman, which was like Lannister and of course Stark Fealty. Those were the two major decks.
Yep.
So we were trying to find a deck that beat that. Martell Lion was on our list.
Yeah.
Greyjoy Dragon was on our list. But in the end,
decks that you expected to see.
no, decks we were going to play that we're hoping to beat Stark Fealty and Lannister decks. But in the end, we kept playing and we were like, why are we not just playing the Lannister deck, play the best deck? A week and a half ago, we were like, let's just switch to Lannister Dragon.
Yeah.
We found a Lannister Dragon list that's, it really had a lot of answers to the meta. It played triple Milk of the Poppy. It played two Nightmares and three Treachery. So it had, and one Winter Plot. It had a lot of answers to Winterfells for the Stark matchup. And it just felt like it was really good for the field, and obviously it worked out.
So the one strange card I noticed you were playing that I did not expect to see in Lannister Dragon was Mance Raider. And my question is, did you put that in order to ambush the Rattle Shirts to get rid of a Milk, or was there other reason other than Renown? Because it's a fairly expensive character.
So Johnny Wright initially came up with the Mance Raider tech, and I have to give him all the credit. He was testing a lot of Mance decks. He tested Lannister Crossing with a Wildling package. He tested Lannister Kraken with a Wildling package.
Yeah.
In the end, we actually took a Mance out. We normally, our normal package was 2 Mances, 3 Raiders, and 3 Wildling Scouts.
3 Raiders? That's interesting.
Yeah, it's 3 Raiders is so good right now because we were expecting so much Martell with the attachment room.
Yep.
So, in the end, we cut down to 1 Mance because I needed room for that 3rd Treachery that obviously came up huge in the finals.
Yeah. Was there any changes to the decks that you would make right now after playing? Did you have any difficulties throughout the field?
So I went 6-0 on the first day, and then 1-2 today. One of my losses was to my own mistake. I forgot to Tears of City Watch against Baratheon Fealty that would have won me the game.
Yeah.
And then the other one was to just an absolute amazing top pick by a Stark Fealty deck that then I beat in the cut.
So you fought through a 221 person field, the largest North American tournament by far in Game of Thrones for first edition or second edition, made it to the final table. As you know, this community has a very opening opinion as far as recording games and airing them online. Your opponent in the finals decided that he would prefer that the final game was not recorded, or he was okay with it being recorded so long as it wasn't streamed or posted. I'm curious as to what your opinion was on that.
So it's a couple points. Personally, I'm not happy with the decision because I'd love to, broadcast it for everybody to see. But that's somewhat personal hubris. It's the first major event I've won, obviously, and I get a card design, so it's pretty cool to let everybody see it. But on the other hand, Seth is a player that I respect a great deal, and it's kind of his prerogative whether the game's recorded or not. It wasn't recorded by an official source. If FFG had been doing the recording, I would have been like, it's their tournament. They are allowing us to be here. They created the game. It's on them. But since they didn't ask to do any recording and it was an unofficial source, really it's his prerogative to whether or not it's aired. And to an extent, I understand his concerns. His deck was a little left field. He played Martell Wolf, which is a deck that wasn't very represented in the field. So it's got a lot of cards that, are kind of surprises to people, and people aren't necessarily going to know.
Yeah.
So I wasn't pleased with the decision, but I freely accepted his decision when he asked, do you mind if this recording isn't broadcast? I said, I'm okay with that, and I accept that as long as I can see the results later.
Sure.
And that was win or lose, to be honest. I asked him, can I see the video? Can we still have it recorded and I see the video? If something happens, I want to improve as a player, analyze my play. So.
You just won probably half an hour ago. You're getting a card design. Clearly very early question. I'm sure every Game of Thrones player has thought about, if I win, what will my card design be? Have you thought about that? And do you think you're going to be able to execute on what you were hoping for?
So I have a file of designs that is actually mostly just names. Like the last time I read through the books, because the show was coming up, I read through the books and I wrote down names of stuff that would be cool. Why isn't this a card? And I found a lot of a wide variety of things. So I have that influence, and I also have the influence of Ryan Jones, who's you know, a good friend of mine and has 3 card designs of his own. So he has a secret forum on Facebook where he posts ideas for his cards.
Not so secret anymore.
That's right. And so between those two things, I have a lot of ideas. Of the people I've texted tonight after my win, it's mostly been in jest, but my initial just off the cuff reaction is I want to make a Maester helper. I want to make a Maester agenda. I want Maesters to be good again.
Yeah.
I love the Maester's Path agenda idea. I understand in first edition it was broken as hell. Conclave is a stupid card.
Are you thinking a character like an agenda, a location?
Somebody asked me about that and requested specifically, don't make a Lannister card. Lannister's already too good.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not a Lannister loyalist by any means. I played it because I'm a Jaime player. I felt it was the best deck.
Yeah.
Clearly it worked out. In terms of conceptual card design, I'm more of a neutral character, plot, agenda kind of guy where I want a card that could see play in any deck.
Yeah.
Come to Long Beach together, now you know you in trouble. This ain't nothing like a cheat thing, baby. 2 buck out, G's going crazy.
If you like it, then you should've put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should've put a ring on it. Don't be mad when you see it, got a heat on it. If you like it, then you should've put a ring on it.
No time for soft loose till the end. Sometimes I feel I've got to run away. I've got to get away from the pain you drive into the heart of me. Production he got, Walrus Gumbo he got, Roll the Slap or he won, Flannel Cracker he got. Feet down below his knees, hold you in his armchair, you can feel his disease. Come together right now over me. Some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection. I'm lovers, the dreamers, I was walking down the street and at the corner of my eye I saw a pretty little thing approaching me. She said, I seen a man who looks so alone and could you use a little company? And if you pay the right price, your evening will be nice, or you can go and send me on my way. I say, you're such a sweet little thing, oh why you do this to yourself? She looked at me and this is what she said. There ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. Coffee with an automatic drip. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
Let's go.
I knew how it was going to go from there.
All right, you ready?
Everybody, Luke, without Thank you. Yeah. That was the first part. He's the back. He's the back. So it's got all my He's the king of the world.
You don't even know.